Good morning. My name is Joe Bandel, and I am the last Rosicrucian. Today we're going to talk about I don't care. Um, there are so many things that we're supposed to care about. We're supposed to care about good, about God, about mankind, about truth, about freedom, about the future of humanity, about justice, and even about our country. There are thousands of things that I'm supposed to care about. But the one thing I'm not supposed to care about is myself. Why is that? Can you tell me? Why are we supposed to care about things that don't concern us, that we're not interested in, that are not a part of us? Why work for things that we are not interested in, devote ourselves to things we don't feel are important, and be enthusiastic about them at the same time? What about God? There's a question. What does God care about? Does he work for things that he is not interested in? Or does he do what he wants to do, or she? Things that are not part of him? Does he involve himself in things that are not important? Is he enthusiastic about what he does? Does God care about things that are foreign or alien to him, that don't belong to him? Does he care about mankind, about truth, about love? See where this is going? You tell me that he cares about things because he is a part of all things, that he created all things, that he is all things. But we are not all things, and the things that we care about are small and insignificant compared to him, or her, as I say. That is why we are supposed to serve a higher cause, always that higher cause. Now, this is the point. I understand. God only cares about things that are part of him, an extension of himself, thinks only about himself, and woe to anything that is not pleasing to him. He serves no higher cause and satisfies only himself, works only for the good of himself. The things that he cares about are purely egotistical. But when we care about our things, when we are egotistical, when we care about the things that are a part of us, we are told that it's wrong. Okay, that was just a brief essay that I read, and it touches upon such a thorny subject because everywhere you look, this boils down to external authority versus internal authority. God, the Christ Spirit, lives as the divine spark within our hearts, and it speaks to us in the voice of the still small voice of our conscience, if we listen to it. But it's an inner authority. And in this society that we live in, we are not we are not encouraged to look inside our hearts. We're not to examine our conscience. Give me a break. Everything that you turn the radio on, you turn the news on, everything that you see is, hey, over here, over here. I need your focus. I need your interest. I need you to do something for me. I have this cause. Will you help? Will you do this? Now, when you think about yourself, you think about your own personal needs, and we all have our own personal needs. We all have things that are important to us, priorities that are important to us. We have things that we are enthusiastic about. We have things that our conscience tells us is right for us. Why do these other things, what right do they have to pull us away from those things that feel so right? They don't. But they exist out there. Not only do they exist out there, but it's deliberate. It's there is a deliberate movement to keep people away from following their conscience, to keep people away from following that still small voice, that things that tells us, excuse me, that tells us what is right and what is wrong. And everywhere you look, there's an external authority, whether it's religion, whether it's the law, whether it's your boss, whatever it is, and they're out there and they're saying, this is what's important. This is what you need to focus on. Get that other stuff out of your head, because this here is where you need to be. And why is that? Did you ever stop and wonder why there's such an urgency to pull you away from some things and into others? The reality is there's always going to be external concerns that are important. We need to be aware of community. We need to be supportive of community. We need to be supportive of the ones that we love, but not at the expense of the things that are important to us, not at the expense of the things that we love. There needs to be a win-win situation, not a win-loser situation. And it is only at the highest levels of spirituality where the resolution of paradox can unravel these things and allow win-win situations to happen. But they don't want us to think. They don't want us to rise into the spirit, to that place of unity where all things work together. Why is that? Because, no, they want to be in power. Who's they? Anybody that's saying, hey, do what I say. This is important. Any external authority. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of people out there. Do they claim to be authorities over you? There's a big difference between an authority and a master or somebody that's competent. Somebody that's competent and skilled, you go to because they're competent and skilled. They're an expert in their field, and you appreciate that. And they, in turn, there are people that appreciate you for the things that you are skilled and competent at. That's a mutual exchange. They're not authorities that are saying and telling you, do this. They're not regulating your life. And since I'm talking about this, I'm going to, and I got a few minutes, I'm going to jump into the next thing, which is we're in a freedom of speech war right now. There's an external authority out there that is censoring social media if you don't think the right way, if you don't speak the right way. Are they looking for a win-win situation? No. They're looking for compliance. Are they asking you to explore your conscience? listen to the still small voice? Or do they recognize the divine in each? The divine exists in each one of us? No. And even worse, in this particular instance, what they're talking about, it's a machine. A machine without a soul that follows a program, that follows an algorithm, is telling somebody as an external authority, telling an organic living soul, living being, you have to do this. This is how you got to believe. This is what you got to believe. This speech, this thought is unacceptable. A machine is not capable of a win-win situation because it would break their program. They can only enclose humanity. And that's enough for my tirade right there, but we are in a battle for freedom, and it ties in with this thing about caring. Why should I care? Well, I don't care about artificial intelligence. I don't care about external authorities, and I don't want external authority, whether they're human, whether they're divine, or whether they're a machine, telling me what I can and can't do, telling me what I can think and what I can't think. Okay, I am done for today. I hope you appreciate this. Leave some comments and support me any way you can. Thank you. Bye.